So we were just doing a buttonhole on the machine, and we're going to use the exact same foot, exact same ABC selections, but we're going to do a corded buttonhole. So if you've noticed, there's a little kind of tongue sticking out the back of the buttonhole foot, and there's a little something on the front. What you can do is a corded buttonhole is to help stabilize a buttonhole. Sometimes it's done on knit fabrics. You definitely see it when you do like on a coat, so maybe where a wool buttonhole would be. And so you take a piece of cord, so it could be just like they call it a gimp cord, but something kind of thin but manageable. We're going to layer it in here. Mine's a little slippery version of this, but that's okay. And I'll probably put this actually on when it's actually on the machine, because it actually is easier to do. But if I can at least show you that it is going to sit, and those stitches are going to come and stitch right over the cord. So it's going to help keep that position right where the buttonhole is going to sit. So set it up just like normal, and lower that down. Remember, no IDT, make sure you take that off. I have noticed that in my recent classes, the amount of people that have that engaged when the foot is not suited for that, and the havoc that causes. So just kind of keep in mind, if there's a foot you're supposed to have it on, or if you're supposed to actually have it off. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'll just do one right next to where I was. I've hooked it around the back side, and now I'm going to just bring it up the little kind of fingers of the front, enough so it can just kind of be held while I kind of get started here. There we go. Okay, so we'll just start off with our first step, which is C, and then once it kind of starts to stitch, it'll stitch right over the cord. It'll actually make it look very pronounced as well. So I love that look. We'll just go ahead and stitch all the way down. When we're ready, we'll just go ahead and hold our second step, the little tack, B down, and then I'll switch over to the A setting, and it's stitching right up the cord. I don't know why I'm holding it, because the foot's really doing the job. But I'm watching where I started, so I'm going all the way back to the very beginning, and then we'll do a B, and we'll compare the two here. Remember, a few extra stitches at the end, and then with no buttons engaged, and you get a locking stitch to go along with that. Okay, so here we have one more thing to do with a corded buttonhole, and that's to actually pull the cord. So you see the little loop up here, and when we give it a little bit of a pull, it will disappear, and now that is perfectly corded. It has a nice feel to it, and then we'll just cut the little cord right here at the end, and give it a little pull, and that just disappears. But it really has a nice feel to it, and it's also very secure. And secure means that it's not going to stretch out of shape, and that's why we do it on some of those more stretchy fabrics, or even fleece would be another place that I might use it as well. So check out our other video for the buttonholes, and that way you can see how we really set it up and a few tips on getting started.